Hi gents, Active Aussie back again. I'm just heading back to the car going downhill this time. I forgot to mention in the last video, I wanted to briefly talk about another example of PC and the type of wokeness that's afflicting our society. There are quite a few lobby groups appearing now in Western countries, not just in Australia, and these are the type of people who want to rewrite history to suit themselves or to suit some sort of political agenda. And the latest one I've heard about here in Australia is that there is a group who wants to change the name of Logan City. It's a city just south of Brisbane. It's actually part of Greater Brisbane. I think there's about 260,000 people living down there now. But the founder of Logan City was a man called Patrick Logan. He was the commandant of the Moreton Bay penal settlement. So this was in the 1820s up to 1830. So you'd have a lot of criminals would come out from the UK, and often they were just petty criminals. But some of these guys were just treated terribly, and they were given heaps of lashes. And this guy in particular, Patrick Logan, was a very cruel, sadistic, barbaric sort of man. Sounds like he was a real bastard and a pig of a man. But there are people who want to change the name just because this guy, Patrick Logan, was a vile individual and gets accused of being a racist as usual. And he probably was a racist, but the people in the colony were mostly whites. So it's sort of contradictory and a bit of irrelevant to be talking about black people and racism in that context. But I think even if this man was a total bastard, and apparently he enjoyed watching people get lashes, and he'd have two men giving out the lashes, someone who was right-handed and someone who was left-handed, and he'd also force the prisoners to work 10 or 12 hours a day without any water in the scorching Queensland summer. So, sounds like a terrible person, but this is the problem we have now, is that certain people want to rewrite history for their own benefit or for their own agenda. History is history, regardless of whether it's good or bad. We shouldn't be rewriting the history of places like Germany, Cambodia, Japan, China, wherever, even though some very bad things have happened in the past in those places. And there's also another group who wants to rename a new train station in Brisbane. They want to call it Meanjin, which is the Aboriginal name for Brisbane. So there are some people who want to replace English with Aboriginal language and words, written language. But the funny sort of ironic thing is that the Aboriginal language contains over 3,000 dialects. So even if that was a sort of practical idea, well, it's not practical, which dialect would you choose? So I just think all of this is really stupid, and it just needs to be stopped. I feel it's just getting to a point of stupidity, and it's just illogical. Like I was talking before in the video about logic and common sense versus emotional decisions. Anyway, gents, let me know what you think about all this wokeness and PC. It just seems to be getting worse every week. But anyway, that seems to be how society's going nowadays. That's all for now, and I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.